There's no question the Knights are one of the best dressed teams each Saturday in the fall, but it takes a lot of thought and preparation to get the team ready. So the trailer's now here. It's time for Rich, Dustin, Kyle, and their staff of 15 students to pack up the truck and head to Memphis. It's only Wednesday, but the trailer's on its way to Memphis. But before it can make the 820-mile trek, the equipment staff has to pack it with all the team's needs.
When I talk to people that just really have no idea what we do as a profession, I tell them basically, if you know what a roadie does for a rock band or a ballet or a play, then that's what we do for athletics. You know, we're packing up semis and moving to the next location. We're moving costumes and everything else for an entertainment business.
We try to think ahead as much as possible, so we know a lot of people, they come into a game on Saturday, they're only thinking about that game. Well, once halftime hits, we're already thinking, so last week against SMU, we're already thinking about Memphis at halftime. For example, this week, we've already started working on the helmets 2 weeks ago, just to get them ready for the week. We make sure all the trunks are packed. We have probably 15 to 20 different trunks, all designated for certain things. We have a athletic trainer's trunk, a coach's trunk, 3 trunks just for cleats, 3 trunks just for helmets. We pretty much try to make it to where it's an equipment room on wheels. I guess that's probably the best way to explain it.
The mobile equipment room arrived to Memphis 24 hours before the team, but it can't set itself up.
I get there the day before with our assistant DFO and our GA trainer, and we go through, meet with the hotel people, make sure everything's set up there, and we're good to go with that, with meeting space and key packets. And then we go to the stadium on Friday morning. We unload the truck and start getting things set up for the players when they arrive. We show up 3 hours, what the team does on game day, to set the sideline up and then get everything else, final touches on the locker room, go back through, make sure all the decals are straight on the helmets, tighten up any screws, that kind of thing. Just do a little quick helmet maintenance, shoulder pad maintenance, that kind of thing. Make sure we're all set.
So we're checking the air pressure on the footballs and everything, scrubbing them, knocking some of the dust off, and making sure the balls are at the right pressure that Mackenzie likes them, and that is allowed. We're thinking there's going to be rain, so probably go through more.
Yeah. Make sure you brought the left-handed footballs, right?
Yeah, no, I made sure they're in the righty bag though.
Perfect.
All right, cool. Let's go, let's go. You got anything to say to the camera?
Chase is the best manager I've ever had.
Facts, facts. They're gonna come on this side. Get over here.
Rich and those guys and his staff do an awesome job of when we ask for something or if we need something adjusted, they do it to the best of their ability and as quick as possible. I've had a cleat tear on me in a game and it's been replaced and I didn't even miss more than one play. And they always know what each player needs, what each player's little adjustment here and there, what helmets they wear, what size shoes and whatnot, and they had, like you said, they have a list of everything for us, and I think by now they have it pretty much memorized per player.
Hey, we have some on the sideline, I'll get you some.
Yeah, it makes it way easier because we don't have to think about, oh, I need this armband or that armband. If you just ask, you shall receive. So if you go to Kyle, Dustin, Rich, or even if you communicate through one of the equipment managers, they're gonna let Kyle and Dustin know, and Rich as well, that, hey, Zamari Maxwell need this, Mackenzie Milton need this, but I'm pretty sure that each player on this team, when it comes to game day, they're not worried about equipment because they know that the equipment staff is going to do a great job of handling that.
It's not just cleats, uniforms, and helmets they make sure are ready for the team. The equipment staff goes through great detail to make sure the players and staff are as comfortable as can be.
We try to make sure they're carefree. A lot of guys, they might have special cleats they want to wear. I know AK has his own cleats that we try to make sure are nice and clean in his locker on game days. We might have certain guys that they just want to have something that means something personal to them. I know I always try to make sure that Aaron Cochran has a pink ribbon on his helmet, whether it's October or not, because he wants to honor his mom. And there's certain guys that just want maybe little knickknacks, like whether it's a certain compression shirt, certain style of gloves. Maybe it's an older style of gloves. It's different for every player, but we don't learn that all in a week. It takes almost a full season. By the time week 12 comes around, we kind of have a grasp on everybody of what they like and what they don't like. But it's definitely a learning process.
As far as in Neville's liking gloves from last year, and Rich makes sure that they go out their way to get that for them. It says a lot, and we really appreciate it. The players might not say it as much as they need to or should to, but at the end of the day, we really appreciate it because it makes us feel good on game days when we catch that game-winning touchdown or that forced fumble or that pick six with those gloves that I asked for Rich for the same gloves I had last year. So it means a lot.
It changes week to week for some of them, but after the first game, you kind of get a little bit of a playbook for what each coach likes, whether he wants a long sleeve shirt, a short sleeve shirt, a polo, hat, no hat, visor. Coach Heupel likes big red gum, so we always have a pack of gum ready for him to go in his locker each game. And we've had a few requests for a certain candy bar, tea versus coffee in the locker room. We have a Keurig in there for the coaches and whatnot. So little different things that they ask for that we accommodate with.
I appreciate the UCF equipment staff more than ever because they don't have to be doing what they do. They do it for the love of the game and just being around great players and Rich, Cal, Dustin, and all the equipment managers. They're phenomenal people. I interact with them every day, every chance I get, whether it's in the morning at 6:30 when I don't feel like being in the building and I don't feel like talking. I make sure I holler at those guys because they're what keep us on the field and keep us going and just keep us with that swagger on the field and even in practice. So the things they do, it doesn't go unnoticed, and it does go unnoticed because they're behind the scenes. They do a lot of stuff that the fans don't get to see or the fans know that they do. So the UCF football equipment staff, they're an amazing crew, and they got some amazing equipment managers too working along with them.
Couldn't be more appreciative to our equipment staff. Rich, Kyle, all those guys, they do, all the students, they do a bunch of stuff for us that we can never thank them enough for. A lot of it, almost all of it goes unseen. So much behind the scene works. They're working on days when we're not here to make sure our stuff's clean and ready to go when we get here on Mondays. They're traveling early to make sure our locker rooms are set up on the road, and I just want to give a big thanks to them. They've helped my journey here as UCF. They've made it a lot easier, and I couldn't be more thankful for them.
We're just glad to make them happy. Whatever makes the players happy, we're happy. I love being around the game, and I could admit I never would have thought that I'd be having a job where I'm building helmets and whatnot, but it is kind of satisfying to know that we put the effort and time to personalize each helmet, and the players really do appreciate it. Whether it's a helmet, jersey, or even a pair of cleats, it's very nice to hear when players come in excited about whatever uniform combo we're wearing, or just them coming by to say, hey, how are you doing? We appreciate you guys. It really means a lot, and that's probably what honestly motivates us to do this week in and week out. It's for the players. It's about them. They're the ones playing, and we enjoy it.
We don't do it for the gratification and everything else, to be honest with you. I mean, we do it for the kids, and if the kids like it, then it's a success for us. Thank yous and pleases go a long way, as they do in life. But at the end of the day, it's all for the student athletes and for the kids while we do our jobs. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a job to start with. So if we can make them happy and put a little something extra on there for them and make them play a little bit better, if that makes them get juiced up to give a little more, then it's worth it.
We out. 31-30. Go Knights.